guys, welcome back to the Trainer Feed. We have here our hosts, Angel Sanchez,
Yo,
Jacques Delageur,
what's up, everyone?
and myself, David Bravo. And today I wanted to chat about activities and movement. And basically, if you're not a runner, if you're not a cyclist, and you still want to get your heart rate up, there are many other methods. I just wanted to ask first, Angel, then Jacques, what are some things you do or you think you could do with clients that probably hate running, hate cycling, but you want to get their heart rate up? What's something that you guys use to, maybe not trick them, but get their body going?
I'll go first because I was just actually talking about this with one of my clients. Unfortunately, this client in specific is not doing cardio exercise or running or biking or anything like that. Not because he doesn't want to, it's just because his body has not allowed him to yet because of injuries and pathologies. So we've been talking a little bit about increasing his ADL, or activities of daily living. Most notably, he has some kids, so playing with the kids, cleaning up, being able to walk around, take walks with the kids, things like that. That has been really beneficial in maintaining his cardiovascular routine and his cardiovascular health, because there are limitations when it comes to the traditional sort of exercises. So we've kind of pivoted to increasing the ADL to make sure that he's getting what he needs, as well as enjoying the benefits from that. I mean, it's also kind of hard to have kids and not do anything activity wise. I mean, I don't have kids yet, but I can infer, based on the stress and the lack of sleep that the parents around me are experiencing, that it's a constantly moving target. So that's that increased ADL. That's what I got.
All I was going to say was, honestly, if you think about it from a heart rate stance, where cardio is you staying in a zone or a couple of heart rate zones, if you're doing exercise, I mean, as you mentioned, Angel, if you're with kids, you're always moving, you're always on the go, you're always doing something. You're always living in that first to second heart rate zone. So you are putting work in, you're just not quite the same. It's over an extended period of time, as it being a finite short period of like a 10-minute run, 20-minute run. So you're still putting in what is, referred to as low intensity, steady state kind of cardio. And I also think if you were doing, we spoke about this a long time ago, maybe the beginning of the podcast, doing kettlebell swing circuits or AMRAPs or EMOMs, where again, you're doing strength training in a format that's very similar, which is pretty much parallel to cardiovascular training. And, if for someone who hates doing quote cardio, it's a good way of not quite masking it, but getting them to just buy into the workout and just, let them know, okay, you're doing it at a certain heart rate to keep it elevated. And I think that's a good way of doing it, because I often think for a workout, someone's best bet is to do a bit of what they want with what they need. And if you're doing strength training at a higher rate than you want to, but it's just kind of training you like doing, I think that's good. I think there's certain things such as hikes as well, where it's low intensity and you can do it at a bit more of a social thing. But I think the important thing to really identify with this is it doesn't have to look the same for everybody. It can look different, right? If you enjoy crushing sprints on the scale mill, that's fine. That's awesome for you. But no, that's not going to identify with everyone. So knowing that it can be something else. And often people who come and have a strong distaste or real lack of desire for cardio, when it comes to introducing to it, if it's in the gym, I often suggest a podcast or something on Netflix, pairing that habit, pairing something you like. So watching something, whether it's Squid Game, shout out if you haven't finished it yet, and you're already, on the treadmill, like don't even like almost take your mind away from it. So that's kind of how I feel about it.
Are you going to shout out if you haven't finished it yet? That's interesting, right?
Like, no, shout out to you. No, if you haven't finished it, you're gonna continue watching it when you're on the treadmill. That's what I mean.
I see what you're saying. Shout out if you're watching it on the treadmill.
Shout out if you haven't finished it, you're gonna be watching on the treadmill. Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that. Don't people like shout out stuff after they finish it? Because then you don't know if it sucks or not. What if it sucks?
I mean, it doesn't suck, right? Like,
Well, you don't know. Did you finish it yet?
yes.
Oh, okay.
Well,
No, but I was
That's
gonna
good.
say something. I was gonna say something as well. Like playing sports and things like that. Remember to go back and play. Right, playing is a really key portion of physical activity. You know, this whole traditional exercise, traditional. I'm gonna run. I'm gonna do steps on a stair climber. This is all really new, and going back to just what we used to do, just playing is a huge component and a huge part of that. So I know a couple of my clients I recommend, you know, if they're going to do tennis, do tennis. If they're going to play basketball, pick up games of basketball, do that. And I try to cater the exercise routine towards that. So making it more sport specific, it keeps everything more engaging and just have some fun.
you don't break them ankles, Angel.
No, no. Although
Cross up your clients.
although I recently spoke to somebody who was a basketball player, and yeah, he's a basketball player, and you know, going over the medical history, I was like, oh, it seems like you broke your ankles a couple of times, because that was legit. That was a legit thing.
Up.
And then it was because of basketball. Surprise. Like it was because of basketball.
Okay.
Surprise, mother. Anyway, but well, I wanted to add, you know, like Jacques said and Angel said, there are many forms of non-exercise, like daily movement stuff. You know, you get up in the morning, go for a brisk walk, you know, around your block a couple times. You know, just get it going. If you don't like running, if you don't like cycling, you know, burpees. If you don't like burpees, I hate burpees. After I did the Spartan race back in college, and I had to do like 120 burpees as punishment for not finishing an event. It was stupid. I vowed to never have a client of mine do burpees because of how much I hated it. Like, I don't want, no, we're not doing this. Anyway, you have, like you said, kettlebell swings, you know, 10 minute, you know, every minute on the minute. You could do supersets of deadlifts and squat, you know, nothing too crazy or too heavy, but you do like 10 of 10. Just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. That's a good form of cardio. You definitely gonna get your heart rate up. You know, you could do kettlebell circuits, you do all that stuff. Even the ski erg. I think ski erg, it's still relatively new to some people, especially when they go to the gym. Where I don't think they equate it to cardio yet. I mean, it is, but they don't like when they're like, I'm gonna do cardio. That's the last thing to think about, right? It's like, you know, I'm gonna go to ski erg for a fucking hour. But like swings or farmers carries and like medicine ball tosses and slams, all that stuff that could be fun, you know, kind of takes your head away of the word cardio, which, you know, it's one of those words that you like avoid. So yeah, it's making fun.
Jumping jacks are my jam, man. Go back to jumping jacks. Oldie but a goodie. And I started doing more jumping jacks in between sets, and it gets the cardiovascular system going. Jump rope. So I had a bad story with jump rope where a client of mine, he lied to me. He said he could jump rope. And then I bought the jump rope out, and he did not actually jump over that rope. No matter how hard he tried, he walked over the rope. He stepped over the rope, but he did not jump over the rope. So I said, you know what? I'm not believing anybody. No more jump rope. So jumping jacks.
Jumping jacks. I love to jump rope.
Oh, for real?
We always finish our session in the park.
Some people are nasty with it.
Song. Yeah, and she was trying to do double unders, and I'm trying to teach her how to do it. You know, I could do maybe 2 double unders, but a lot of it has to do with the flick of the wrist, right? And like how fast.
Flick of the wrist. Yeah.
Yeah.
So forearm. Yeah. When you that story, Angel, remind me to think of someone else when I had given cardio homework. All right, person asked for it. All right, I'll provide some for you. And then I asked, what do I end up doing? Oh, I was on the skill mill for 20 minutes. I was like, the skill mill for 20 minutes? That's impressive. And I was like, I didn't believe the person because I know the person. All right, let's go. Person couldn't last 1 minute on there. I was like, so you did 20 minutes on here? Oh, well, I broke it up. I was, well, that's a key piece of information you failed to inform me on. Like, oh, I did So, because we were preparing for a half marathon, I think. So, and I was like, "Oh, when is it?" He's like, "2 months." I was like, "You signed up already?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "All right, well, we'll get started." But it was given what we could do. But I'm not. You don't like what you're saying, Angel. You're not trying to ridicule a person. You're just trying to help. You're just helping them be most as better prepared for success as possible.
Yeah.
So if we're not doing our jobs, if we just go, okay, I believe you, and then they set themselves up for failure. So it's important. We're not trying to. If you're a client listening, we're not trying to catch you out. We are just wanting to help you at the end of the day. So just bear that in mind.
Yeah,
Might not feel like that, but
I asked him if he could jump rope. He said, "Yeah," and I said, "All right, I'll bring in next session." And that was proved. That was
a wrap.
the lie detector test determined that was a lie.
Yeah, that's a cheap lie detector test, right? It proved the same thing.
I know. Almost to the point where it was almost like a liability. So I was like, "We're not touching that rope anymore." It's like we're doing jumping jacks.
That's something, man.
But yeah, jumping jacks good. Activities of daily living, sport specific stuff. All that helps. I think it's all good. David, I think you're muted, but I'm pretty sure David was saying, or just lift heavy.
Walk your dog.
Oh, walk your dog. So go out there, get a dog, and then walk it. That's
a good walk your friend's dog.
They're gonna think you're taking their dog.
Yeah.
You're more fond of the dog than you are of me. What kind of stuff is this?
Hey.
But isn't that the thing we were talking about, Angel and David? You're probably familiar with there being a dog in your family, that you find yourself talking to people that you wouldn't necessarily talk to on the street when you have a dog. Yeah. They'll know all about your dog's name, all about you, and they'll never ask you. But people come up to me that I get a bit annoyed if someone's like, oh, like the other day, someone was like, "Hey, it's a killer. Hey, it's a killer." And we're like, all right, we're not acknowledging this person, right? But like, it gets you to that point where you're acknowledging people, speaking to people before. And like you said, Angel, someone said, "Oh, did you just move here or something?" Right? You've been there for years. Isn't that what you said to me?
I think people just like talking to me on the street. But yeah, it was Alfie related. They said a whole bunch of stuff to Alfie, but
thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service. It's a service dog tag. Somebody was
oh, I wish I saw that person. Thank you for your service.
I was just like, all right. But just people had everything to say about Alfie. But Alfie's a good dog, so I can see why. And he's strong, like he's built. So, and typically when you see that dog breed, it's not as built as Alfie is. So,
you muted, Angel?
Am I muted? Huh?
Oh, I think no, my bad. I think I lost
lagging.
connection. Sorry, maybe it's lag. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. But anyway, Alfie's Brolic. That's it. That's the name of the game.
Diesel.
All
right. Any other thoughts before we wrap it up?
No, I think just make it your own, right? The cardio, just make it your own.
Do something you can stick with,
and that you enjoy as well. Like if it's impressive that we have the we'll release this after the New York Marathon, but people have been training for it all along, and it's impressive. But it's not to forget the work behind the closed doors you don't see. But look, it's everyone has different interests and joys in cardio. So like do what you enjoy. As David mentioned, you'll stick with it if you enjoy it. So I enjoy. You want closing thoughts?
Yeah, no, that's it. That's pretty much it. Make sure you enjoy it. Keep track of the progress along the way. So even if it's something that's not traditional, make sure that you can use some sort of metric to track it, because that's helpful in progressing and regressing, doing lateralizations, like making sure that you stay on top of it, because sometimes not everybody's going to be able to access the data of like what their VO2 max is. So being able to say, I'm walking and my morning walks went from 5 blocks to 10 blocks, or I can do my 5-block walk in 5 minutes as opposed to 13 minutes, things like that. I think it's very important as well. So just be able to track it and have fun.
Cool.
All
right. Well, thank you for your input.
Thank you for your service.
Hey. Well, if you guys have any questions, please send us a DM at our Instagram page at the Trainer Feed, or at our individual Instagram pages. They are linked on the Trainer Feed website. Thank you.
All right. Peace.
Peace, guys.